Ron DeSantis went live and finally responded to AOC, and it was a thing of beauty. AOC, one of the many socialists who have left their crumbling, destroyed area and moved to Florida. Now that includes, and is not limited to, people in actual Cuba who have fled to Florida. My neighborhood in Florida is packed with Cubans. I live in Tampa. There is a little Havana in Tampa. There are so many wonderful families in Tampa that are of Cuban descent that are complete patriots. There's an anti-communism parade in my city, down my street. AOC following in the proud footsteps of many communists who have fled the places destroyed by communism. The thing is that this is New York City. She destroyed her own city and her own district with her own garbage socialist policies. AOC got completely destroyed for drinking a martini on the beach and then also going to a drag queen brunch, it looks like. Here are some photos of that. Here's AOC, definitely not social distancing in Miami. These photos released yesterday. She is hugging people. She is outside in the beach. Here's AOC at some type of like drag brunch. Here's AOC with a drag queen at a drag brunch in Miami. The fascinating thing is that while AOC is able to go and drink and eat outside in the freedom and the beauty of Florida, the people in her district have to show their medical paperwork. There's a vaccine mandate to eat indoors in Florida. There's a vaccine mandate to eat inside of her city. Little children cannot go to Burger King or Pizza Hut without showing their medical paperwork. We have shown you the videos of that. It is grotesque. It is sickening. The police enforce Gestapo-like, show us your papers so you can eat. It is evil. It is true evil, authoritarian viciousness in our current present day. And ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say, there is nothing worse than what happened next. What happened next when AOC was called out for her utter hypocrisy as her entire district, COVID and Omicron, is raging in New York. We could have a large conversation about Omicron and a large conversation about COVID and a large conversation about the policies, but we don't have all that time right now. We want to get to the details. So the details right now is that Omicron is raging in New York City, where AOC represents, but AOC escaped her district and her broken ass policies for Florida to sip martinis without vaccine mandates, without medical mandates, without the horrors of her district, as little children are being run out of Burger King. We showed you that footage, run out of Burger King in AOC's district because they don't have their medical paperwork for the Gestapo KGB of the New York, the NYPD officers who are oath breakers, destroying that city. I will never return to New York City. I will never return to New York City. I'm disgusted. I went there for a special over Christmas and it disgusted me. By the way, I always get sick when I go to New York. I'm still a little bit sick now. We're traveling. I'm in Nashville right now. That's why we're not back in beautiful Florida. We went up and down the East Coast to go see some family members over New Year's. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just say I'm so excited to go back to Florida. Here's what AOC had the audacity to tweet when she was getting destroyed. Hasn't Governor DeSantis been inexplicably missing for 2 weeks? If he's around, it would be happy to say hello. His social media team seems to have been posting old photos for weeks. In the meantime, perhaps I could help with organizing. Folks here are quite receptive. Oh, okay, great job. Hey, Communist AOC, why don't you move on down to Florida and see how it goes for you? Let me tell you something, AOC. The old and young Cubans who make up an enormous population in Tampa would love to sit you down. The ones who are my neighbors, the people who own businesses in my neighborhood, the Cubans who own businesses where I live, they would love to sit you down and explain to you what your communist policies did to them, their families, their children, their lives, their wealth, their property, their country. They didn't want to leave Cuba for America. They had to leave Cuba for America at gunpoint. So yeah, we would love to have you, AOC. I'd love to introduce you to some people in Florida, including, but not limited to, our governor, Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis was absent for a few days. Why was he absent, you may ask? Well, Ron DeSantis has a wife who has breast cancer. She has advanced and very scary breast cancer. I've spoken about this with my wife. She has informed me that the breast cancer that Casey DeSantis, that is the First Lady of Florida, has is extremely dangerous and needs to be taken incredibly seriously. Some of the most dangerous prognoses that you can get in this type of treatment is happening right now, and Ron DeSantis has been accompanying her to treatment. That's where he has been. He hasn't been missing. He's been caring for his wife, which is his godly Christian duty as a husband.
Oh my God, he's on vacation. And I'm like, and I just looked at my wife. I'm like, going to the hospital with you is not a vacation for you. I know that. And it's not a vacation. I mean, this is something that as a husband, I think that I should be doing. I've accompanied her to all her chemotherapy treatments, and she's there for a long time. I mean, I'm there most of the time, but it's a draining thing. When she's done with it, it's not something that's great to see. And so I just think a lot of people, particularly people that have gone through breast cancer treatments, the notion that would be considered a vacation, I think is offensive to a lot of those folks, and they understand, what you're doing.
Ron DeSantis has 3 children. His children are under the age, all of them are, I believe, are under the age of 5. His youngest is 1 year old. Let me tell you, I have a 1-year-old right now. She's sleeping actually in the next room. It is not an easy life when you have a 1-year-old, and I'm not the governor of the fastest growing state in America. I am just a live streamer and conservative content creator. I had a little response to AOC that I sent. Now, what I find particularly exciting about this is that my little tweet at AOC actually got more engagement than AOC's tweet. That's exciting. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter. It's a trash platform. I don't encourage you to go on Twitter, but it is where a lot of conversations happen. My tweet to AOC says this. This is what I tweeted right here. I'll read it to you. Governor DeSantis has a wife fighting aggressive breast cancer and 3 small children. He is caring for his youngest is 1 year old. You sip a martini in a red state while he runs. You sip a martini in a red state that he runs while your blue district collapses over your garbage policies. Sit down, Queen Marxist Antoinette. Here we go. Ron DeSantis and his family. Pray for them, ladies and gentlemen. Pray for them. Pray for them. Casey DeSantis, his beautiful wife right there, has breast cancer. She's getting treatment down the road from me. Pray for them. Pray for them. Pray for them. We pray for them in our family. We've become quite close with the governor in Florida. It's really exciting. We have, again, some very exciting things to announce very soon here. We are going to be working closer. My wife has spoken with Ron DeSantis at multiple events for medical freedom and against medical tyranny in the state of Florida. Look at this beautiful family. I have one more holiday photo for all of you. Look at this beautiful family. Look, here's the DeSantis family. Look at that. And their youngest there, I believe, is 1 year old. She's 18 months old, if I am recalling correctly her age. Look at this beautiful, beautiful family. We love them. We support them. We send them our love. The left says that Ron DeSantis was missing. No, you absolute jackals. You trash people, you venal, vicious, soulless, godless scum. Ron DeSantis was doing his godly duty and protecting his family, accompanying his wife to cancer treatment. I have done this for my own father. My dad had cancer, and I sat with him during chemotherapy. It is so tough. It is as weary on the family to go through this as it is on the person going through the chemo. Have you had cancer? Do you have a member of your family with cancer? I lost my grandmother, the closest person, the most beloved matriarchal member of my family, my Nana. I lost her to cancer. I saw it up close and personal. It is grueling. It is a horrific treatment. It drains both the person who is suffering from it and the family around them. So we pray for Ron DeSantis. And by the way, when I was watching my family go through cancer treatment, I didn't have AOC attacking me. And Marie Marxist Antoinette. That is what we call AOC on this channel from now on. Here's what he had to say directly to AOC. Shipped her right back to Cuba.
If I had $1 for every lockdown politician who decided to escape to Florida over the last 2 years, I'd be a pretty doggone wealthy man, let me tell you. I mean, Congress people, mayors, governors, I mean, you name it. And it's interesting, though, the reception that, you know, that some of these folks will get in Florida, because I think a lot of Floridians say, wait a minute, you're bashing us because we're not doing your draconian policies, and yet we're the first place you want to flee to basically to be able to enjoy life. And so I'm not surprised to see that continue to happen.
Thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free. And it keeps us going, it keeps us growing, and it keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.